the countdown timer to Aghanim being alive or not? As the runners seem to be starting off their runs.
Hey, that's a pretty great first item to find. So after they rescue Zelda, they're going to be able to just mirror and go straight back to the front of the castle. Saw a very quick map check there. I think 3 normal crystals in the light world.
So now it's just a matter of seeing what we're going to get from the uncle down in the basement here as to what weapon we're going to have.
More importantly, is JTB a fish? I'm pretty sure he's a fish. He's a cheap. It's the bow.
There goes, scratch those 2 off the list. No mirror, no bow on pedestal.
Oh, and an early 8 bomb drop from that first green guard there. Oh, I hope everyone gets that. Looks like everyone did. Very nice. Wow, so they're super set for the rest of Escape. It's going to be a quick escape. They don't have to farm for bombs, and they have a mirror to get out of there with Zelda immediately.
Wow. Looks like, what, about an hour, 10 minutes, you'll be enjoying that pizza the way things are going.
Yeah, it must be. Oh boy, I can't wait.
Yeah, I know, Chad. There's plenty of other things that can go a little south for the runners. Just because it starts off good, you know. Gotta hold up hope that, you know, the troll seed will happen. Plenty of things that need to be blind pulled off the pedestal.
I love the imagery of JTB's fish shooting arrows out of its mouth at that guard.
Some of the sprites they come up with are rather inventive. I'm definitely rooting for the cheap just on originality alone.
I didn't even know this was an option. I'm a big fan. I might use this next time, actually. Alright, nothing but a map and a key so far, so all the items in Escape are going to be coming at the very end, so nothing really to write home about quite yet.
Oh, yeah,
let's see if everyone... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
There's 3 more chests that we can get since they all have bombs. And that's during this escape section, before you get to Zelda, correct? Or are they going to skip that?
They're going to be grabbing the Zelda chest, and then they're going to be hopefully grabbing Zelda before using the mirror, as long as they remember to use the mirror at all. JTB sure to fish is out.
You don't think you're going to go for those 3 items and...
Oh, the 3 items are... Yeah, they're in the back here, though, after the sewer part.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they've got 4 chests back here still. There's one in the dark room that has kind of a plus shape to it. There's one in there. And then the very back, of course, the ever-popular bomb wall.
Okay, the way it sounded, it was almost like there's some way to go about doing the escape by just going out the front door of Hyrule and walking over to the sanctuary that way.
Oh, no. I just mean that the mirror makes getting out of the castle portion very, very fast, because you don't have to walk back out with Zelda and all that stuff. It turns the 6-minute escape into, like, you know, 5. It's great.
Yeah, right now Chad is saying someone's missing bombs, but that's incorrect. All of them on the first guard, once they fell down toward the uncle, were rewarded with 8 bombs.
Yeah, it was a very early drop in the drop cycle, so even if someone didn't get them from those guards, there were definitely more of those green guards that they could have gotten them from later on. So I can assume just about everyone's gonna have these. Everyone in the race will have this 8-bomb drop.
Ah, there's the door. Makeshift door.
Alright, got a very early book here. It might be... if people are feeling it, they may, after checking out the items in the forest, they might just kind of swing over by pedestal before heading into town.
So what do you think? Ped check or just go straight to Eastern Palace?
Eastern's nice, but I still think I would do town first before heading over to Eastern Palace. it's not like you're worried about being unable to clear it and all, but having to do the back dark room with just the bow and not like anything else to give you any sort of safeties like a sword or maybe even another heart actually seems a little dangerous. I think still going to town first would be the best option.
Well, they do have 4 hearts right now because one of the items that was picked up was a full heart. Personally, I'd kind of risk it, but then I am definitely the gambler type, as it were. So I'd kind of go, okay, it's Eastern Palace, just kind of get it out of the way, and until I'm doing pod, if I have to do pod, that is.
I don't know, with that mirror in hand, you could almost certainly be able to combine pod with Eastern at the same time.
That's also very true. Looks like Lumberjack Cave was a red rupee.
Yeah, if we're going through Agamemnon today, it won't be for that. Alright, so here's the mushroom item. It is a fairy in a bottle. Very nice to find before going to town. And then we're going to see if anyone's going to swing over to the pedestal to check it. DKS is, but didn't pick up the fairy. Walked right past it.
I can get it on the way back. Uh-oh. Looks like somebody got taken down.
Oh, JTB immediately using that fairy, I guess. And it is a 10 arrow upgrade. So I'm curious that DKS skipped that because that's not access to Sickit. Oh, yeah, I guess he is getting on the way back, but from here you can just walk straight down. You don't have to walk all the way this way in order to get it. Whatever. It'll work out.
You say tomato, I say tomato. I think it's, But then small parts of routing like that could make a difference down the road. Never know.
Alright, here we are, getting into Blind's hut. Some more bombs to replenish, so they probably won't even think about buying some more before leaving this. And the flute, very nice time to find that.
Oh my. Looks like we're going to be starting the Hylian National Anthem real quick. Oh, shield as well in the back of the basement there. So it looks like it's about time for everybody to stand up, take their hats off, get ready for the Hylian National Anthem.
You know, I wonder if we'll see anyone head up to Hera soon, honestly. Having both the flute and the mirror makes me really want to go check that, but we don't have a weapon to damage Moldorm yet, nor do we have a fire source in case it's actually required, so might be checking a couple more places before committing to that, but it definitely puts it
there's a cane
there. And there's the Cane of Samaria in the back of the well. And anything else? The fire rod.
Oh, there's your fire source.
Yeah, there's your fire source. If you need to do Hera Basement, you can.
Wow.
Yeah, don't forget to activate that flute. It's been more than once I've forgotten that I had the flute this early, because I didn't want to menu away from my bombs, because you gotta run down to the chicken hut. And then by the time I get down to the race game, it's like, ah, crap, I gotta go back and activate this flute.
Oh, wow. I'm just kind of going, all right, what isn't on the menu at this point? Because, I mean, once you unleash the quack in there, and now I'm going to remain silent for the playing of the Hylian National Anthem in a few moments here. Like
well, I'm not, because I hate memes. Stream. So I'm going to keep talking over it.
I am going to mute you in Discord.
That's fine. But yeah, the flute definitely giving them access to going down to the South Shore very quickly. They're not going to have to save and quit out to Link's house or anything like that. They can... Ice Rod Cave becomes very attractive when you can fly down there and become so quickly. And, you know, having enough bombs to do all that's pretty great too. I can see them doing all that before going up the Death Mountain, just until maybe they get a weapon to actually damage Moldorm with, because Hera's looking pretty nice to me right now.
Now, what are we really looking for at this point? Is it just Dark World access, and then we're Silver Arrows and Go mode?
Well, I don't know about that. We need maybe a couple more things. We'll definitely still need the hammer. Yeah, we're 0 for whatever on anything Dark World accessible. No gloves, no hammer, no moon pearl, anything like that. We're gonna still need all that. And of course, the hook shot too.
Now, that anthem could have given you a nice opportunity for a slice of pizza there. I'm just going to let you know that little detail there.
While I do love pizza, my dislike for memes is actually greater. So it actually still felt pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of a hook shot, we did find that in the dam. It seems in a chest that would have been good to have the hook shot for. Yeah, if you have the hook shot, you can use the hook shot through that block there while it's moving and hook straight to the chest, and then you only have to you can walk up and pull the lever without having to exit and re-enter. It's actually a very nice time save. You can actually also do just the block deletion if you have the mirror, which they do. So that would have been a little useful to do there. Anyway, mini Moldorm Cave, more bombs. They're getting just enough bombs to where they don't need to go buy. And speaking of buying, we have enough rupees to pretty much do everything in the game we need.
A little Zora check in the near future. Certainly enough money for it at this point.
Yeah, but without those gloves or the flippers, that's definitely not something that anyone's going to be looking to do. I don't feel like anyone would fake flipper just to do that, especially without the moon pearl quite yet. A little bit of divergence here. Wadey is going up to Death Mountain. He's saving the old man through the dark room right now, while JTB is heading over to the Eastern Palace area, probably going to complete the entire dungeon, knowing that it's a crystal.
Well, all 3 of the Light World dungeons are crystals, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Now it's Weighty World's going through Dark Room. We got JTB over in Eastern Palace. Not much of anything relevant there in Sasha's back room there.
So DKS. I believe DKS is the first one to go check out the Ice Rod Cave here. I don't think anyone else came over here. Okay, GFE is on his way. We have 3 runners that just have 3-letter acronyms as their name, and it's gonna get me a little bit. So Wadey making use of that hook shot to come right over to East Death Mountain, which is very, very lucrative. You've got, what, 8 items over here that are practically free. It gets a little annoyed by that red Tektite there, has to jump off, so we can't do the back door into this cave here. That's okay.
Let's see, if I recall correctly, well, there's 2 items in Eastern Palace.
Ooh, there are
one
3
of which
items in
has
Eastern Palace. And we just found the mushroom as one of them. With the flute, that'll be a pretty quick turn-in, but I also noticed that people like to hang on to that until we can possibly do the fake flippers. I'm sorry, the fake flipper, the fake powder.
We have
speaking of things, you want to go? You want to say that?
Blue mail and
Waiting
another
words.
bomb.
The East Death Mountain Cave here had both the Power Gloves and the Titan's mids.
I'm renaming that as the Hype Cave because that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was like sequential glove upgrades, right? Because he got the glove as the second chest at the bottom, walked upstairs, and opened the mid chest next.
And speaking of fake flippers, we have GFE doing a hobo check right now with a fake flipper.
Oh, wow. Alright, JTB finds the second item in Eastern Palace is 300 rupees. Oh, wow, okay, I was just about to say, the Moon Pearl may be in somewhere really unique, like the Checkerboard Cave, but DKS just found it in the Spectral Cave, and, and was Flippers on top of that too? Holy moly!
Wow. Is an hour possible here? I mean, the way they're getting items left and right, it's almost like they're already in go mode. They just don't know it yet.
Wow, Death Mountain has so many items today. We're getting a bunch of stuff right off the bat. This is gonna be... Is this gonna like turn into an ice rod hunt? Because we're getting like everything to open up the world. And that's about it. Right?
I guess it'll come down to what you need to get into Turtle Rock, and if it even matters if you need to get into Turtle Rock.
Speaking of, Turtle Rock is the green pendant. The red pendant is over in Skull Woods. The blue pendant in Palace of Darkness. I believe one of the 5-6 crystals was at Thieves Town, and I did not see the other one.
I mean, with Turtle Rock being a pendant, you almost don't even need the ice cave unless, well, there's something in Ice Cave. Well, excuse me, Ice Rod.
Yeah, suddenly the ice rod is kind of a detriment. Now you're hoping you don't find it. Weighty Word's doing a Super Bunny cave chat. We call it that because you can use the Super Bunny glitch in order to access the items in it without the Moon Pearl. But very rarely does that actually happen. But right now it is. We're just going to check these 2 items and then... Oh my, the boots are in here. Wow. Can he dash with them? Oh, he can. Yep.
It's like DKS making his way up Death Mountain now. He's just got his first gloves and soon to be rewarded with his second. Zora was unfortunately a very expensive 10 arrows.
Oh man, that kind of stinks. Alright, the red pendants were at Ice Palace and Thieves Town, and we see Quake as our Turtle Rock medallion. All sorts of stuff. Weighty's he's probably gonna be laughing here doing the Super Bunny glitch, and then going into Western Death Mountain here, past the Hammerberry that he doesn't have because he's in the Dark World, and then he's just pretty much gonna mirror almost on top of the Moon Pearl over here. JTB is fighting the Armos Knights. I believe they do have an item, just an arrow upgrade, so there wasn't anything too important. Well, I guess the mushroom was in here, so we don't know.
Well, I would assume a crystal's pretty important. I think you need those to eventually advance through the game.
Well, I suppose you're right. We do see that the Ether Tablet does have nothing of importance.
Well, the Flippers stranded on an island, but be interesting to see how many people... Well, I guess you can't exactly completely ignore it, or could you? You may not even need to go into Swamp Palace.
Swamp Palace is a crystal, so they will definitely need those.
Okay. Unfortunately, I did not see the map at all, so I'm kind of going off of what you recall. And there we go, Weighty World's picking up the Flippers.
That's alright. Our trackers are on the ball, and thank you to our trackers, Ursula and Link Force, doing the tracking today. It's hard work paying such close attention to, you know, they're only doing 2 racers each, but I can guarantee you that if you're tracking 2 people while there are 4 racers, it's still really hard, even if there are only 2 racers you're doing. So definitely shoutouts to them.
It'd be easier if they were in the same place, but they're not.
Yeah, when you have people walking all over the place, I still stand by a Dark World map check is probably the hardest time for a tracker, especially when someone else is like in the East Death Mountain Cave or something like that. They're getting 5 items over there or whatever, and you're having to mark crystals and stuff, and yeah. Alright, the runner's kind of, you know, just going where everyone else has right now. I think this is going to be kind of the norm for just a little bit here, considering you have access to so much. You want to go to those high-density locations where there's just even more stuff. Man, where do you even go from here? You've got so much accessibility to both worlds right now.
Well, GFE's in Eastern Palace, and you can't just go into Palace of Darkness, or am I just going insane right now? Ooh, Hookshot Cave with half magic.
Yeah, very nice there. You can go into Palace of Darkness in this situation, but they would have to take kind of a long route to get there. They would have to use the portal at Kakariko Village, and then walk east across the graveyard, and then they could hop into the water and swim to Palace of Darkness if they wanted to, just because they don't have the hammer to take any more convenient warps.
Okay, so at this point, it's really just the hammer that's stopping them from,
Completing a lot of stuff, yeah. Funny enough, hammer aside, we don't have really any substantial weapon. We don't have anything that'll take out Moldorm yet, which is probably why no one's dipped into Hera yet.
That is true. I mean, you hold out until you get at least a sword or the hammer to take down Moldorm, right?
Oh, I would think so, especially when you have, just so much. There's so many places you can go and check, so I think it's easy to wait for that. Yeah, even if you only find, like, the fighter sword or something, that's still a lot better than nothing. GFE making use of the fire rod here to make this dark room a little easier, which is very nice, actually. The Igors in this room do a wholehearted damage regardless of the armor you have, so max health is definitely nice for them. We did see that Quake was the medallion for Misery Mire, so we will need to find that, even though it will also open up Turtle Rock once they find it.
So one medallion fits all today. Oh boy.
And then with them already having the fire rod as well, we're not going to be needing Bombos at all for Ice Palace access. GFP's had a little trouble. Alright. With that last Stalfos there, he was being kind of a butthead.
Oh no.
Okay, DKS does confirm that Desert Palace was indeed boots locked, so very nice to have those your first time coming here. And I think Wade's about to do the same thing after checking out the Mire Shed.
Alright, GFE is going to take on the Armos Knights. So missed an arrow, but it might end up working in his favor.
Yeah, it's having
catching a quick kill.
Having a couple misfires here, but still has plenty of arrows in order to take down the fight. Which is good too, because other than that, you have the Fire Rod and Samaria, I think. Those do damage to Armos Knights. Not much, but I don't know if it would be enough or not.
Oh, it's just like hitting them with the sword, though. It just oh.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, Checkerboard Cave has just a heart piece, and Desert Palace, I believe that heart was the first item to find. Or maybe it was the second item, because he's ducking out right now.
JTB seems to be going into the Dark World. Looks like making a choice between going up for Skull Woods for the Red Pendant, which is highly unlikely, or heading down toward Thieves Town.
He's trying to think what to do. He wanted to go up to Skull Woods, but without a sword, we actually cannot go fight Mothula quite yet. GFE did discover that the mushroom turn-in was just rupees, which is kind of a bummer considering that they do have what they need right now in order to do fake powder. You can mirror on top of the... Oh, the blue boomerang was the other item in Desert Palace, I see. You can mirror on top of the Magic Bat Cave drop down, and then just hop down there and do the powder, but hopefully the powder itself won't be in a really awful spot, if that does indeed happen to be something that they need. Well, there was a sword in the chest game that JTB got, so that opens up a significant amount. In addition to Moldorm, he'll now be able to finish Skull Woods as well.
Oh, and I was looking at GFE, I blinked, and then I missed what was in Agina's cave.
I think it was rupees, because I heard I think I heard the rupee ding noise going up, and then he's the audio we have. Oh, and the Master Sword in Village of Outcasts as well, so 2 swords hanging out in the Village of Outcasts. Well, there goes that requirement, so that won't be our bro mode.
That looks like I think the dream is dead. No Aga required, no Ped Seed. Ugh, what is this standard mode? I don't want this anymore.
This is the standard. Not often do you have to go do those things. It's more standard not to have to than to have to.
I call it on beginner's luck the first 2 times. Now I'm getting, the pendulum swinging the other way.
Right, JTB is somehow the first person to come down here. Everyone else, I guess, has already been up to Death Mountain, while he did a lot more Light World stuff, checks and all that. Or I guess he just kind of went in a completely opposite direction than everyone else, huh? Doesn't have the
he's, I believe, the only one that doesn't have Eastern Palace, or Weighty Worlds hasn't gone over there yet either. But he's also, Weighty Worlds at least, excuse me, is picking up the Desert Palace crystal.
Right. Yeah, Desert is another easy crystal dungeon down. I'm wondering if that sword will push JTB up to Death Mountain here soon, knowing that he can finish Hera. I'm really curious to see what would be up there. We got access to it so early, but then again, we also got access to near everything so early, so really, who knows?
I think about the only thing that's off the menu at this point is Ganon's Tower, Ice Palace, for those who don't have the flippers yet. Or excuse me, Swamp Cave.
Swamp. Yeah, I can't get into Swamp quite yet. Here's our first check of Hype Cave. There's sword number 3. And the lamp. Vamos, and there's the Quake Medallion we know we're gonna need. Wow.
Wow, that was a pretty good Hype Cave. Even though, is the guy outside of Hype Cave, is the whole thing Hype Cave, or is it only the 4 chests? We have to be clear here.
I would like to say the entire thing is. The NPC there is kind of like the hype manager. He sets the standard, I believe, for the rest of the cave. And I think in this case he did not disappoint.
Oh, absolutely not. Giving the Tempered Sword and the required Quake Medallion for both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock, although I don't really see any reason to be going into Turtle Rock. Unless there's a required item, hammer, hiding in there.
Well, thankfully the hammer cannot be in Turtle Rock unless you're playing some sort of glitches. Since you do need the hammers to access the...
access the pegs to be able to get to Turtle Rock, so... I just can't think of anything off the top of my head that would make me even want to consider... Oh, there's the hammer.
Well, okay then. There's that hammer just hanging out in Skull Woods. I wonder how much not having a sword will keep people away from going into Skull Woods.
Alright, so what's the next item we need to talk about here? Because it seems like every time we talk about an item, like 10 seconds later, it just shows up.
Well, that's everything, right? That's everything we need to clear all the dungeons. We know where everything is now. Of course, the players don't.
All the crystal dungeons, at least, correct?
Yeah.
Because there's no need to go into Turtle Rock. It's a pendant. Sahasrahla can't be holding anything of super value, I wouldn't think.
But there's really... The only kind of weird thing here is the hammer in Pendant Skull Woods. That's the only thing that they would have to dip into a pendant dungeon for. Oh man,
there is a
really
question in chat about GFE and how he got Moon Pearl. He actually fake flippered, and I believe JTB also fake flippered.
The Moon Pearl is inside Spectacle Rock Cave, so it would be curious that he got it and didn't go up to Hera. Maybe he's thinking about, well, he's gonna have to get those anyway, but if he's going to grab them, then he might as well wait until he has a weapon in order to just go up there in one trip, to do Hera while he's up there grabbing the flippers. I can definitely see that. Sure, it wasn't too far. He probably didn't want to loop all the way around, and do that just to get up there to grab the flippers whenever you can easily do that when you're going up to Hera to clear it anyway. And it looks like that has paid off because he's got 3 swords under his belt now.
That's very true. Weighty words. Unfortunately, getting the bad news at Zora. The flippers are Spectacle Rock in Death Mountain. There's a question from chat.
Yeah, they're just hanging up there. Anyone who has the Moon Pearl has definitely seen where the flippers are.
Now, would you see that under, if you use the Super Bunny state? Would you be able to see that as well, or can you not access that area?
See what exactly?
Where the flippers would be.
Well, you can't enter Spectacle Cave anyway without being in the light world, so... And you're hopping down to that cave, you know, from right below Spectacle Rock, so I would assume you know, see them. You'd see it up there always. JTB's doing a lot of overworld checks right now, it seems like, when he can honestly just be dungeon rushing right now. I know he's probably still looking for the...
Well, for him, it would have to be the boots he's looking for.
Yeah, but he doesn't know he needs them, so I don't know why he's here. Maybe that's the only reason he is here, just in case I need the boots. He can go dungeon rush right now and be perfectly fine.
Well, Desert Palace would be his only speed bump at this point, because that is boot locks, correct?
Yeah, that's true, it is. But it's just curious to me because I am a huge fan of, if you can do a crystal dungeon, go do it. Because you're gonna have to do it anyway, and perhaps you'll find what you're looking for while you're doing it. He knows he'll get the flippers if he goes up to Hera right now, and then being up there may also convince him to go check out East Death Mountain in the Dark World, concerning how many items are over there. And that will be his go mode, honestly.
So we're looking at 35, maybe 40-minute go mode for almost everybody.
That
Was
is
that
definitely...
an ice rod?
Did we find ice rod? We know we don't need it, but is that what the bat gave?
It certainly looked like an ice rod to me.
I wonder if that ice rod will convince JTB to go up to Death Mountain. If they... I don't know. If the hammer and having a sword to finish and the flippers, all that... If none of that convinced him to go up to Death Mountain, maybe the ice rod of all things would. Someone says it's rupees anyway. Right, DKS does have his hammer now. I don't know if he's gonna entertain finishing the dungeon.
Okay, I caught something that was blue, and I'm going... Ugh. I'm trying to look at everything, and I see nothing.
DKS does now have the hammer. Oh, it gets knocked into the hand, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Alright, GFE does grab his gloves and Titan's mitts. Finally has Dark World access. It's so weird seeing that someone just now got Dark World access and then someone else is one item from Go mode.
Oh, and you get so many items so quickly, I mean, you almost can't help it. I mean, just about every treasure chest that's left for them to find is all rupees.
Yeah, that's true. We've got pretty much everything important right now.
Oh, well, we at least, as casters seeing so many screens, we know where they are, but I don't think all the runners do.
Oh, of course, of course. But, I don't know. It's... Oh, no. GFE missing the mirror thing right there. Deleting the block. Must just have been a small lapse in his Y button presses. Just unfortunate timing. But he will be rewarded at the end with the boots, which are required. And... Gosh... Where are you gonna go from here? It's just amazing how that Southern Dark World loop here unlocked so much. DKS is going into Thieves Town without any sort of basic weaponry to fight the boss with, though The hammer will suffice, I suppose, but the Canis Maria actually will pretty much wreck the boss, honestly. Smaria blind is actually really fun.
Alright, now, since it came up in chat, I actually want to have a little debate about this. The question is a pretty innocuous one. Who's leading?
I think, well, it's kind of hard to say because everything is in the way. I don't think anyone's going to miss anything, right? Because DKS and Wade are both in Thieves Town. They don't have weapons, they don't have swords or anything, but they do have the hammer. After this, I think they're quite obviously going to go check out the Dark World loop over to Hype Cave.
And that should give them at least 2 of the 3 swords that they're going to find in the very near future.
I would assume it would give them all 3 if they're checking everything along the way, and that will be their go mode. JTB after this, I'm not sure where he's going to go. Death Mountain is the correct play, we know, because the boots are up there. But
And
I
that's
would be curious. Yeah, I would be curious if he went up to go do Hera. I don't know. I would really like to go see him do Hera and then check East Death Mountain because, of course, we know that's correct. But I could definitely see maybe going into Desert Palace to see if he needs the boots at all.
Well, that would just waste a couple minutes, essentially, and then at some point he's just going to have to go, okay, I haven't been up to Death Mountain, I should fix that.
Right. I don't know. Knowing if you can go to Desert Palace and suddenly know, oh, I don't need these at all, I can just finish the game. That's a great feeling, but if you're putting it off because you're checking so much extra stuff just in case they are the boots, then that's potentially a lot of time loss you could take there.
Oh, that's very true. I mean, this is definitely going to come down to routing. Right now, it looks like, if I were to pick someone, I would actually put DKS in the lead only because I think he has... But then I could say the same for Weighty Worlds because they're both going through Thieves Town at this point.
With the exact same items.
Yeah. So it's really just going to come down to the routing between those two if JTB does not end up in Death Mountain sooner rather than later.
Right, I see that, definitely. Yeah, so I think DKS and Weighty, after this, they're almost for certain going to continue finishing up checking Village of Outcasts, which will give them 3 swords. Or give them 2 swords, rather, and then Hype Cave will give them their go mode along with the 3rd sword. So, I mean, what more could you want?
Silver arrows?
Silvers? I guess they would be nice, but I don't know. With the Tempered Sword, I'm not sure. I could see them, after that, immediately just going to finish Swamp Palace. Is probably what's going to happen, because they're right in the area. They can go mode Swamp Palace. I hope that's what we see next.
I mean, I would think, the silver arrows would just be the convenience item, that they're really lacking to just finish the game at this point, really.
Well, we'll end up seeing how comfortable these players potentially are with silverless Ganon. For me personally, I think Tempered Sword is enough. If I have that, I won't really go out of my way looking for silvers. If I had the Master Sword, I could definitely see going out of your way looking for it. Weighty's getting a little hairy here on this blind fight, but clutches it out there with the heart and a half. DKS finishing it as well. Oh no, JTB's going to the mire area. Hopefully will not go into mire itself. Oh, well, I guess he can clear it, but... It and desert, actually, yeah. Okay, so he'll be doing maybe both dungeons right now, but unfortunately he won't be able to go mode them. Oh, he's going to be finding out right now that, yeah, you do need to go find the boots. I do like how Weighty and DKS immediately go to the chess game right after fighting blind without a sword to find their sword. And then they're going to get their second sword at the same time as well.
JTB getting the bad news that the big key is boot locked.
That's one more thing you gotta find, dude. But I definitely like going to go clear crystals right now, and that will. Well, I don't know. If you're clearing crystal dungeons, that may throw you off of going to East Death Mountain. But I guess if Hera is one of your early dungeon checks, which it may very well be since the flippers are up there as well, he may be convinced to go check out the dense area that is Dark World Death Mountain.
Now, interesting to see here. Weighty Words, excuse me, did the shovel game. It's only 6 shovels, but it was a piece of heart, and DKS has chosen to forego that for the time being.
Well, DKS is going to be feeling very nice about his decision, as he will be our first player to hit go mode at 40 minutes and 50 seconds. He's like, oh my gosh, what the heck? I just got everything. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
But Weighty Word seems to have broken off from that path and is doing the blacksmith stuff, which is a little unfortunate. Since we know, where things are, none of this is going to be great.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no real way to just kind of, yell through my monitor, oh, don't do this, don't do this. Do the other thing that's gonna, put you right into go mode.
Mm-hmm. You can try if you want to, but don't turn your mic on during it.
Well, that whole doing the commentary thing, yeah. I could mute my mic for a couple seconds, I guess, and yell and scream all I want.
Well, we saved the blacksmith, and we know this isn't going to be anything too great, but what did we get? That's pretty much expected.
Now, do you keep going with the chain and commit yourself to the chest here as well?
I think if you're going to be doing the entire loop, the entire South Dark World loop, it makes sense to just take the chest with you and go down there. You'll be able to turn it in as well as checking out the Hype Cave, which is ultimately where this will be, very nice, but it just stinks the extra time loss that he's doing here being thorough, which is typically pretty good, but in this case, rushing to the end was the correct choice there.
Yeah, it's just bad news after bad news here for Weighty Words.
GFE is heading over to the Catfish. I don't remember if he has checked the Zora area or not. If not, he might be mirroring to do that. It looks like that's what's going to be
GFE was the first to check Zora.
Oh, really? Okay, then maybe just the Waterfall Cave then will be right after this.
And he didn't smell what the Catfish was cooking there and had no part of that.
ATB is picking up the flippers and going into Hera. Only hope that East Death Mountain, Dark World Death Mountain, will be after this. We did get the red mail in the Waterfall Cave, which I don't think any of the other players are going to get, honestly.
Well, that's a good convenience item. And about
Yeah.
the only other convenience item we're really looking for at this point is silvers along the go mode path here.
Having 11 hearts on blue mail isn't all that much whenever Ganon does 3 hearts of damage. Because that's only going to be 4 hits you can take. We might see some... I guess at least some of the players do have half magic and the cape, so that could definitely help them out if they feel like they need to use it.
Now, later on in the fight, aren't there a couple instances where you'd take 4 hearts of damage when the phoenix birds start flying around?
I think those entirely depend on your mail upgrade. I want to say there's only 2 damage values in the fight, from the bats or from bumping into Ganon himself. I believe that is the case. The bats will do 2 on red, 3 on blue, and 4 on green, while bumping into Ganon, I want to say is 864, maybe? That might be wrong. It might be like 842. Don't run it again is really the answer.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'll definitely accept that answer for sure.
Down goes Argus with a nice go mode Swamp Palace, and this is a lot of dungeons to go mode. 5? That's kind of insane. You get to go mode 5 dungeons in this.
Did DK's just go right to the same place again?
That's exactly what he did. I think he meant to go fly to 6, but chose 7 instead.
Oops.
Alright, into Mire we go. A go mode Mire. Hopefully we'll get a nice big key so we can get a nice quick Mire. Weighty words. I keep saying worlds, and that's not it. But weighty words. WW, if we're keeping the the acronym on the acronym names for everyone. WW is in go mode now, right? Yeah, because he just got the everything and is going into Swamp Palace.
Yes. Yeah, he would be in go mode at this point.
Oh, Weighty got silvers apparently. I can see it at the top of his screen. His little arrow icon is indeed the silver arrow. The purple chest had them.
Oh, wow. Well, that made the blacksmith chain a little more profitable there.
Yeah,
You
I
have
don't
a
know.
slight advantage when you get into the last stage again.
I don't know how Weighty's Silverless Ganon is, but if he's not comfortable with it, that could definitely have saved, and ended up saving time if it wasn't comfortable doing spins and stuff like that.
I would say even just having the silvers as opposed to spinning saves around 35, maybe 40 seconds depending on pattern. So if I could invest 35 seconds and get 35 seconds back later, fair trade for me.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. But unfortunately, it did happen to me in the purple chest, which was definitely not a 35-second check. So
Yeah, very true.
yeah, it is getting a little bit of time back, of course, but I don't know. JTB is in the basement of Hera. That kind of stinks.
Well,
It's
yeah,
so
especially
close to the goal.
we know where the silvers are, so this is a bomb upgrade.
And GFE is heading into what I hope is Thieves Town area. We'll be finding the beginning of the end with 2 swords down here. Mate, I hope he does the chess game first. Okay, good. So he'll have a sword before going into blind. And an arrow to go with it. You can dual wield those.
Question in chat, and it pertains to Vitreous. Is silvers really that much faster than cape plus tempered plus half magic? I would assume you would need 2 spins with the tempered sword on each of the smaller eyes, and 4 swipes with the sword on the main eye, whereas 1 silver solves all your problems.
Yeah, it would be 1 silver for each eye, and then 2 for the big eye. And I believe when you're doing gold class damage, I believe it is still 8 hits on the eye. So it would have to be 8 spins with the tempered or even more hits. So the silvers will definitely be better there. In fact, even the normal bow would be better there. But on the normal eyes, that's a good question. It might just end up. I don't know. When you have silvers, you want to use them on everything.
I mean, the question in chat actually kind of made me think, okay, I'm not thinking entirely the big picture, because they will have to take on Vitreous, and that time investment to run the blacksmith and run the purple chest now got a little more appealing, because now you're saving time on 2 bosses instead of just 1.
Well, I don't think 8 arrows are really all that much more worse than 2. DKS is going for the half magic keep strats to take out the eyes. And that makes a whole lot of sense when you don't have silvers, and then it'll just be 8 quick shots.
Oh,
Or
look at
9.
7.
There's the ice rod.
I sure hope that doesn't convince him to go into Turtle Rock.
There's no reason to.
I mean, he does know he's in go mode, I hope.
Oh, well, yeah, I would assume so. If he's gotten the boots, that means he's been to Dark Death Mountain, which means he's likely seen the medallion for Turtle Rock. Oh, well, I guess Turtle Rock's dependent anyway, so he just, you know, I don't see why he wouldn't think he was in go mode right now.
I think Ice Palace is next on the menu for GKS here.
Alright, and Wadey has a slight lead in the Ice Palace, however, is still a dungeon behind. JTB did get his boots and is now in go mode. I guess we kind of glossed over that. I'm sorry about that. JTB, don't be mad at me. So JTB is in go mode, and GFE likely will be after finishing Thieves Town here and then doing the whole Dark Lord loop. Oh yeah, doing Hera last is totally a thing that can happen here. That'd be very nice, just a mirror outside of Ganon's tower, and then do Hera, and then walk back in the mirror, and hey, you're already there.
Now, would we go so far as to say JTB is in the lead right now, picking up his 4th crystal? Or is it still kind of Election Tuesday here and a little too close to call still?
I think it's a little close. I think DKS would be the next contender, considering he's got Mire done already. It was a quick Mire, I believe, and JTB is about to hop into Mire. I don't know. Hera is a very short dungeon, so that advantage isn't all that great. I suppose Eastern Palace. I suppose DKS does have to do Eastern as well, so it'll actually end up being pretty close, huh?
I'm just trying to think who would really be in the lead between the two, because they do have 4 dungeons complete each, and 4 crystals.
Well, I guess we'll see. It's a little hard to determine sometimes, because you don't know how people are going to route dungeons where you still need to find the big key. Like Eastern Palace, or, well, I guess there's not really much routing that goes through Eastern Palace, huh? Maybe Mire would be a better example there.
True.
I believe Eastern Palace did actually have the big key in its very first chest, so... No, that's not right either. Never mind. It's the vanilla big key, I believe.
Now, do we consider DK's half a dungeon ahead? Or is that half a dungeon, you know, not really almost like a decoy?
A decoy? It's a fake dungeon ahead.
It's a trap. Because, you know, if you have to go through a long dungeon and it's not one the other person's completed already, that could be a small problem.
Well, ooh, DKS needs to be a little careful here on 2 hearts.
Uh-oh.
With green mail, but luckily clutches it out there. Whew.
That definitely was close. Once the eyes got free there, I'm going, oh no. Don't end up taking a death there. That's just gonna be awful.
Yeah, that was a little scary. It definitely got worrisome there. You don't realize how much damage 4 hearts is until you're down to less than 4 hearts.
Oh, very true. Well, even when you're on 6 hearts, oh, I've got half my life left, and then, uh-oh, now I've got 1. 2 hearts left and makes you reconsider things a little.
I'm a little curious what DKS... Does DKS actually have Eastern Palace done? It's not marked on the tracker, so that's why I don't remember, actually. I wanted to say at least 2 people did early Eastern.
Him going in there.
Looks like GFE might actually be doing the blacksmith loop as well before heading down to the Southern Darkworld loop. So I guess GFE will also be getting the silver arrows. Well, if DKS does indeed have Eastern done, that kind of changes things, doesn't it?
Oh, very much so. Instead of being 1 dungeon ahead, he's now 2 dungeons ahead. But I don't recall him going into Eastern.
We might be able to catch how many crystals he has when he pauses to use the hammer here. Oh wait, he's in the Dark World. Never mind. Well, when he selects the mirror, I guess we'll see. To mirror over into Hera. He's definitely done Eastern. He's only missing 1 crystal, so yeah, Tower of Hera will be the last one.
Oh wow, when did he sneak that in? And I didn't even notice it.
Well, I can attest to being a little difficult to keep track of Forerunners, especially when it got as hectic as it was during the start of the seed, whenever, you know, everyone had everything.
Very true.
Depending on how fast we get through Hera here, we may be entering GT at an hour.
I was gonna say, are we looking at a sub-hour Ganon Tower here?
Oh, forgot to hit that switch. Maybe not anymore. That'll probably cost.
Oh, now it just makes it a little more intense to see if he'll be able to beat the clock for, you know, getting in there in an hour. 3 minutes to go here.
Meanwhile, JTB is heading down into Swamp Palace, it looks like, while Wadey is about to go fight Vitreous with the Silver Arrows. Will be a very nice quick fight. GFE is about to is almost to the Hype Cave of Go Mode, and we'll be getting the consolation Silver Arrows, hopefully.
Now, of course, Chad is bringing up one of my off-the-cuff remarks made a little while ago about, you know, you being able to have that pizza in about an hour and 10 minutes.
You might not be wrong, honestly. Alright, GFE is trying in the purple chest first, so we'll be getting the silver arrows.
Well, DK's had a boss there, but then it just pretty much instantly disappeared. I think it was Trolldorm, but I could be wrong. We might want to put a little thing on a milk carton and see where Trolldorm disappeared to.
Well, he got what he deserved, trust me there. We are entering Ganon's Tower at 58 minutes. A little over 58 minutes. We are in the GT cutscene.
With time to spare. Over a minute and a half. Now, do we want to play the chess game just for fun?
If you all want to throw in your numbers, please do, because this could be a very, very great time for anyone if we get this big key early on.
Because there really wasn't a big difference there between getting into all 7 crystals and into Ganon's Tower. So just for fun, even though we know it's not the first couple there. With DKS being there's number 3. The second shield in the bug net being 1 and 2.
Yeah, interesting about the bug net. I mean, normally it would be pretty inconsequential, but DKS has a pretty low health account. I don't remember if he still has the fairy from the beginning of the game. I would assume so. But may end up
not
actually
seen him use it.
Okay.
Off the top of what I can remember.
I guess he might not have the powder. So, yeah, okay, I did see the fairy there. Is mirroring out. Gonna be checking out the right side.
So now we're up to number 8 chest. as the next chest that we're gonna see?
That's right. Got all 4 GT small keys immediately. If Dr. Bob was here, he would give you some statistics telling you what 4 small keys in GT already meant. However, I do not know them. I'm pretty sure it means something. So, oh, well,
It means you're gonna get grabbed by a hand and sent back to go.
yikes. It's not letting up though. We're heading back there. I'm not gonna change our minds. Gee, if he's setting up the bomb jump. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Oh, just a little bit off on that bomb jump. Looks like has it that time. Oh no!
Yikes. Maybe... Oh, looks like he's just gonna forgo it. We're gonna do the dungeon the normal way. I mean, we do have the Cane of Samaria, but... we might need to find that big key and keep a small key before we can get down there and do that. Hopefully the big key is in a very nice location, because I don't think anyone found it. Unless he has already. Was it in the first chest, maybe? Hey, there's the big key.
I do not remember.
The Cannon's Tower big key was on the right side. It was the last chest over there.
So that would be 9, 10, 11 is our lucky number for today.
Yeah, it seems like that is the case.
Let's see, I'm going to scroll through the chat real quick and see if we have Sparkboy21, first one that I see with the number 11. So looks like your prize will be a full year supply of Legend of Zelda Link to the Past randomizer seeds.
You know, I just noticed something that I should have noticed a while ago, since GFE is an Ice Palace at all. He didn't go into Hype Cave. He doesn't have the lamp, he doesn't have Quake, and he just got his Tempered Sword. We just found our 4th sword in the big key chest of Ice Palace. I think he got silver arrows and just fluted over here. Oh no. I hope he didn't forget about it, because there's not going to be really much better time to do it until you're going to Swamp Palace. And until you're in Go mode, you might not go to Swamp Palace.
Oh, that's very true.
Huh. Yeah, that's a little worrisome. I guess we'll see what happens after the dungeon. Meanwhile, Wadey is heading up to Tower of Hera. I'm going to be mirroring it right outside of GT to do that. Same thing that GKS did. JTB is in his last crystal dungeon of Ice Palace, which is a pretty nice one to go mode.
Well, Weighty Worlds and JTB are both in their final crystal dungeon at this point.
Yeah, I think Wadey has a very slight advantage here, because Hera will be very quickly, and he's already climbed up the mountain. JTB gets the bomb jump, very nice.
Oh, DK's missed one of the mages there. Wizrobes. That's what they're called.
Yeah, the mage robes.
I'm sitting there for like a good 5 seconds. What's the name of the Wizrobes? I couldn't remember, and I'm going, oh no, don't go brain dead right now.
In fact, the reason we have so many runners with acronyms as your name, it's probably all of the 32 or so players in this race all use acronyms, and we just picked 4 random ones. You'd be surprised how many people are in this race, or on SRL, that have just acronyms. No, that's not true. We had to We had to cut, you know, we had to cut some letters out of names here. There were no consonants allowed. Not consonants, I'm sorry. No lowercase letters allowed. Look, I commentate Zelda. I don't do linguistic skills very well.
Oh, that's all right. JTB's having a little trouble here. The eyes have broken free on him. Had to pop what looked like a blue potion.
That's a lot better than dying on cold stare. That's a really unfortunate death to take. So
Very
glad
true.
it was avoided. All right.
I blinked again, and Trolldorm died again. On,
He died again, apparently. On 2 different screens this time. DKS having a nice GT heading up to Aghanim 2. GFE is going to be cashing in the shovel that we got from Cold Stare. It is a heart. Hooray. Has anyone finished yet? No, we have no finishers yet in this race. It wouldn't surprise me if we got... What? What? No, I don't think that's much of a spoiler. I don't think it would be that bad. Or I don't think it would be that that rare if we got like 5 people finishing within a minute or so.
Oh, the way this seed's going, I very well expect to be bombarded with... before we do the first interview, I have to announce the first 15 people who finished the race.
Right, it might be that many, who knows? Alright, GFE does remember to go into Hype Cave, is going to be getting everything he needs here, and might be kicking himself just a little bit for skipping it in favor of Ice Palace. There they are.
Oh, yeah, that looked like a couple rage slashes to me.
Right on to Ganon for DKS. Does get the little ricochet off of the trident there.
Oh
no. Gets whacked by the trident as it's thrown. I'm going to be using up that fairy. That's a very nice position for Ganon to be in for the second phase, because you can just hang out in the top right corner, get these 4 spins in, all you need. Gives him 1 more for good measure. Might need to watch his health a little bit.
That's a little dangerous, though. Well, with the red potion, I guess it's not as bad.
That's good. I didn't know he had that.
But once I saw him go down to those 4 hearts, I kind of went, oh no. He's 1 hit away.
Alright, on to phase 3.5. Hold on, 1 more hit. There we go.
Now, let's see if we can get the torch glitch going here.
Yeah, torch glitch is very simple. As long as you light the left torch before the right one goes out, you are just golden on that. And if you're unclear when to actually start spamming, as the last tile falls in the top left, that's when you need to start spamming, because that's when the torch is going to go out. So if you need a visual indicator, just do that.
Oh, that's good knowledge right there.
Oh, misses that hit there. You can get 3 hits on per lamp lighting, but the first one needs to be pretty specific.
Now this is 8 sword spins to finish off Ganon without the silvers?
It would be 12 sword spins.
12, okay.
Yep. 24 if you have the Master Sword.
Yikes.
Thankfully, we all found mini swords that were very easy to find, I believe. I would hope everyone got at least Tempered Sword for this. And then down goes Ganon. Alright, let's wait until he walks in the door here. Provided he doesn't fall, because who knows.
Yeah, now it's shaped to spam those GGs in the chat.
And
DK's has successfully made it
89.
across the bridge.
He has made it across. DKS has finished the race in first place with a time of 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 42 seconds.
Hey, you know that thing I said about that pizza in an hour and 10 minutes?
I've got pizza to eat, dude. This is great. This
Go
is
have
all
a slice.
you.
I'll cover you for a little while, huh?
No, it's okay. Alright, I'm gonna pull DKS in here. Hey, welcome DKS. Congrats on the sub. Holy cow. Dude, this is nuts.
Yeah, that was actually crazy. Like, I'm still shaking. I have no idea what happened.
It's commentator curse.
I don't think there was anything you could do wrong. Like, you skipped, like, the blacksmith stuff, and that was pretty much all you had kind of in the way that felt optional.
Yeah. I was going to do that, like, for sure, until, like, Village of Outcasts just threw 2 swords in my face, and then that was my go mode, and so no reason to do anything else. I mean, I checked Hype Cave, because, like, it's 5 items. It could have silvers, it could have a sword, and there's a sword.
Well, yeah, it had a sword. Quake was in there that you did need as well to open a Misery Mire, so it was a required thing.
Well, in other news, GFE is finished off Swamp Palace. Lady Words is not far behind here, finishing off Trolldorm 2.
And we'll say Pink Kitty Rose has finished in second place with 1:10:41. Man, I feel like we're gonna get a bunch of really quick times in here, but you are the sole sub 110.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like, my best standard time before this was 120, and even then, that's an amazing time. But, like, 109 is, like, completely astronomically next level.
Yeah, you don't see a seed that allows this too often.
No, like, you have to have all the items in all the right locations. Never go out of never go out of your way for anything. I mean, technically, you could have said hammer was that, but a lot of people will make that check.
Yeah, the problem I see with I could see people maybe skipping out on Skull Woods because they didn't have a sword to finish it, but I also feel like maybe not having a sword to finish it pushed people to go check it.
Yeah, that's what it does for me. Like, if I have a sword there, I'm actually not going there because it just tempts me to actually finish it when it's a pendant, and I don't really want to do that.
Yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. And then your GT route as well, getting those 4 keys by the end of the Stalfos room and just piecing out and headed right. That worked out very well as well.
Yeah, I figure like most of the top runners do the Dark Magician strat, so I feel like I'm forced to do it to keep up. So yeah, and it was unfortunate I got wall mastered too.
Oh, that's right, you did.
So I honestly thought any chance of getting first was gone after like getting wall mastered. So I'm just glad everything worked out.
I'll say it was a pretty long time before getting like any sort of weapon to get Moldorm or to make any sort of progress. I definitely like the you did all of Thieves Town without a sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there were just 2 of them hanging out outside. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's generally what I do when I have Thieves Town with the hammer. Just check like either the chess game or the C-shaped house, and then just go straight in and finish it off VOO afterwards.
Alright, Weighted Words is on Ganon, has those silver arrows, so this will be quite a little bit faster here. Down he goes already, jeez. Silver arrows, if you were curious, were in the purple chest, so if you did end up doing the blacksmith stuff on your way to Southern Dark World, you would have come across them.
Yeah.
You would have given everybody else a chance to catch you if you did that blacksmith chain.
Yeah, I honestly, I can't believe I was actually first, because I don't think, like, I made too many crazy plays. Like, after South Shore, I went Death Mountain. I think I did East, or no, I did desert, then eastern, and up to Skull Woods, and then like everything else is in your path.
I wouldn't say they're crazy plays if they go and pay off the way they did, like this race for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I did anything crazy. I'm just curious that it all worked out for me.
And if you don't mind my interdiction here, Weighty Words has finished third with an official SRL time of 1:14:23.
Yeah, everything just kind of felt in the way, didn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
you did do the Super Bunny, which I thought was pretty funny, considering Moon Pearl was just sitting over there. But it was pretty great that you came right across it afterwards.
Yeah.
Unbelievable seed. This is just great. These don't happen too often, so it's really fun to get to calm these and just you're oohing and on like every 2 minutes. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's just crazy, really.
Oh, this seed drove me up a wall. I have my little checklist of things that could be on the pedestal, or things that could be make it an August seed, and I just right on everything's just getting crossed off the list left and right. I think Ped was out of there 10 minutes in, so I think somebody had checked it.
Yeah, I checked it right away.
Oh yeah, coming out of Escape, having the book, it's a very actually pretty convenient time to check.
JTB looks like making the ascent up Ganon's Tower here. GFE's stream seems to be having an issue. Unfortunately, it'll be a little difficult to see where he's at. Looks like he's inside Eastern Palace at this point. Or no, excuse me, Misery Mire.
Yeah.
Getting a little slideshow there. It's a little difficult to really tell where he is.
It'll be the new quiz game. What palace is this screen from? Get little flashcards.
Hyrule is GFE. The new update for the Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego line of.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, now I want a Carmen Sandiego sprite. That would actually be pretty fitting. Where in the world are all of my items, dude? Yo, I'm gonna throw that in sprite testing right now. Or sprite, whatever.
All right, so we have JTB up, ready to go up against Ogden. Well, Ogden 1, even though it's really Ogden 2. Ooh, just missed the second one on that first lap around. Looks like got all three the second time around. Yeah, unfortunately, Chad, if you thought you were coming in and thinking you'd see half the race after an hour and 15 minutes, no, unfortunately, you're wrong.
Surprise.
This was quite the jet seed, as you can tell, as one of the competitors finished in 1 hour, 9 minutes, 42 seconds.
All right, just a couple more finishers here. Nelium has finished in fourth with 1:16:32 about a minute ago, and then Marty 7449 has just finished as well with 1:18:11.
Now, I don't know if there's any kind of established randomizer record, but this seed's definitely got to be close for one of the best times I've ever seen, and just ever.
Yeah, I think it's pretty unimportant to I mean it's randomizer. It's your time is completely dependent on the seed, but
of course, not all seeds are created equally.
Right. It's always fun now and then to just look at what is potentially like one of the fastest times, and this probably comes, I would assume, within probably 5 minutes of it. I don't know. You could probably, if it was during a race, you could probably just check out whatever the top time is on SRL, and it might be there. Actually, I think it might have been set during the early stages of the tournament that's coming to an end fairly soon.
Now, I saw a couple low teens in the tournament. I remember seeing 112s, 113s, 115s, but never anything under 110. That's just amazing to me to see something like that. And JTB, unfortunately, not finding the silver arrows for the Ganon fight. So you have to be careful here. Should be okay, but one hit would unfortunately do him in.
Oh yeah, with only a blue male, that is just one hit away, isn't it? I'm not sure on his safeties. I know he doesn't have the fairy from the mushroom because we lost that immediately. I shouldn't laugh about that. It was just really funny.
It was all to the plan. You have to turn in for the bottle.
Ooh, pulling up the lamp there may tell that he does not have any sort of green or blue potion right now. So he's trying to save as much magic as he can just in case.
There we go. There's the last hit. Looks like GFE taking down a boss there.
One of the many eye bosses
still in slideshow mode.
And JTB has finished in 6th with 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 26 seconds. Congrats on this amazingly nice seed.
So do we want to try to pull anybody else in here? I think we have a little bit of time to do some interviews with, might be able to sneak something in under what I'd think scheduled for 2 hours here.
Let's see if they are interested in joining.
And JTB has finished in 6th with an official time of 1:21, 26 seconds.
GFE, I believe someone said in chat that they were planning on doing Hera and then going into G Tower, but actually forgot to do Meyer still, so they had to fly off and go do Meyer and then come all the way back up, which is a little unfortunate. But into G Tower we go. We'll see if they make the same gamble of going to the right side. And we are joined by JTB. Hello, congratulations.
Oh, hold on. My game is so loud right now.
Well, let's see. GFE would have went. That's not right side, is it?
This is the left side. And he still has the small shield, so it looks like he went straight left first. He didn't check the first two on the right side.
If he does go right side at any point, he'll pick up that second shield.
Oh, we're pulling out the mirror. Looks like we are going the DM strats.
Can you hear me now?
I can barely hear you. Hello.
Okay, let me switch my mic real quick.
Oh, that's all right. We can hear you just fine.
Okay. Yeah, my game was like super loud. I was like, I have no idea how to turn this off through OBS. But hey, hope you enjoyed the race.
Hey, yeah. How was that for a nice fast seed?
Well, that was my first seed I've done in about 2 months, so that was pretty welcome to come back to something that was just literally go mode when I didn't even realize it.
Right, everything coming from. Did you enter go mode at Hype Cave?
Well, it was my boots were the go mode item.
That's right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But I didn't realize that I was only boots away until like Thieves Town. I was like, wait, I should really probably be going to Desert Palace like as soon as possible.
Just to check and see and make sure you needed them.
Yeah.
If you don't mind my butting in, I'd like to announce that Rywick has finished in 7th place with 1 hour, 24 minutes, and 4 seconds, and Malagord has finished in 8th with 1 hour, 24 minutes and 43 seconds.
So I guess you put off the entire kind of southern Dark World loop for a while before, or rather, you put off, I guess, East Step Mountain for quite a while. The Dark World.
Yeah, that was that was just me being rusty and not realizing I could have done it when I was there the first time. So when I was like, oh, I found the boots here and I could have been in go mode like way earlier, I was like, oh,
Mhm.
dang, that's a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah. Other than the boots, everything just kind of seemed on the way, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it was very not really linear, but all the places you would go to normally just gave you the items. Like had like what, like 7 to 8 B item or X items by the time I got out of Kakariko. I was like, wow, my inventory just suddenly blew up.
Right. And then the early DM play, right after getting the hook shot. I mean, there's the myths, both gloves right next to each other.
Yeah, that was. I think that's what threw me off and made me not realize that you'd have gone to DDM.
Oh yeah, because I guess if anyone were to have checked out the Spectacle Rock Cave first, grabbed that Moon Pearl, then did East Step Mountain, they could have just checked all that stuff immediately. I think DKS did, or someone did Super Bunny to grab the boots before getting the Moon Pearl.
I believe that was Witty Words that did that on the restream.
Someone did. It was funny watching the run bunny.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not
cool.
very often you see that, but it's cool. It really paid off if you did it this seed for whatever reason. It didn't grab the pearl.
Well, if you don't mind my cutting in again, we have a couple more finishers. We have 1UP4D finishing in 9th place with 1 hour, 26 minutes, 8 seconds. Kieran finished in 10th place, 1 hour, 26, 18 seconds. Sailor Jade, 11th place, 1 hour, 27 on the dot. P-Train 24, 12th place with 127.59.
All right, GFE taking down Moldorm 2, headed up to the final stages of Ganon's Tower. With what we can see. It's fine. All right, so I guess anything else you want to get out there for your fans watching you get this crazy good time in this amazing scene?
No, it was fun to do this again. You know, I haven't done this since the tournament back in June, so it was kind of just fun to revisit this. And you know, thanks to you guys for putting this on. Honestly, I didn't even know it was being streamed. So it was kind of
Oh, really?
to see. Yeah, no, I had no idea about it. Someone just said, "Hey, you should do this daily race." I was like, "Okay, sure." So it was a bit welcome to be invited to be on the restream, despite not being terribly active anymore. So I really do appreciate Speed Gaming giving me that opportunity.
Well, welcome back. It was a good showing for having been away for so long.
Well, thank you guys.
All right, GFE hopping down into Ganon. Has that golden sword. We found that extra sword over in Ice Palace. The silver arrows. This shouldn't be too bad a fight.
Well, if I can sneak this in real quick. Blaine finished in 3rd place with 128.29. Dracaris has finished in 14th place with 128.34. Oh, looks like GFE is out of slideshow mode.
That's right. Ganon stole the frames all along. We are here to take them back. With only 2.5 hearts. We do have red mail, so that is still 2 hits we can take as long as we don't bump into Ganon. But should be pretty good. Silvers were in the purple chest for those going over to Hype Cave after the very nice 2 swords in Village of Outcast. If you had done the blacksmith stuff on the way, you would have netted those silver
Oh,
arrows.
nice triple.
Very nice triple, wow. And GFE has finished in 15th place with a 130.45.
Well, I think that's it for our restreamed runners. See if GFE wants to come in on the commentary. Sounds like it with just heard the Discord ping.
Yeah, welcome GFE. Congratulations.
Thanks. That was rough.
So, probably you fluted away right after grabbing those silvers. Is that what happened?
The big thing that bothered me was Meyer.
Oh, when you had done Hera, I want to go up to G Tower right then. But yeah, I still needed that Meyer crystal.
This was such a jet seed, and I just poor decisions, and my execution was off today too.
It's okay. It's randomizer. You can't really I mean, sometimes it just happens that whoops, well, that was the wrong choice this time. You never know. Next time it'll be perfectly aligned.
It was still fun. It was an easy seed for a PB, but I just wasn't on my game today.
Well, that's all right. I was a little interested whenever you after getting those silver arrows, you fluted away instead of going over the check pipe cave, which I think would have been your go mode right there and then.
Okay, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
There were that I was going to finish Ice Palace so I could group Hot Cave with the Big Bomb and Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it just unfortunately happened that everything was there.
That was the best Hot Cave I've seen in forever.
I saw those rage slashes, or maybe they were excited slashes or disappointed.
Were rage slashes for sure.
Oh, that's all right.
Still a lot of fun. Is normally Hot Cave's trash. Today it's treasure.
Yep. All right, well, I think that might be about it for us. Is there anything else you want to get out there before we cut off?
Oh, we have 2 more finishers. Rufio finished in 16th place with 1:31.32 seconds. Apathy Duck, 17th place with 1:31.38. And someone has just finished. Fiffer has finished in 18th place with 1:34.42 seconds.
All right. You got anything left, GFE?
Just thank you guys for commentating, and thanks to the tracker and the restream. It's always do a run for everybody, but just didn't work out today. Maybe next time.
Yeah, it's all right. I hope to see you in the future joining these races.
Sure.
All right, and I will like to thank our trackers, Link Force and Ursula. They did a great job. I want to thank Frico for commentating with me. I had a lot of fun.
All right. Well, I guess I should return the favor and thank you for commentating with me on a little short notice there.
That's okay. I'm gonna go enjoy my pizza.
Ah, right. You do have that pizza that, yeah, I'm sitting and waiting for you.
Yeah, so that's it for here. Stay tuned for the, I don't know what's on the speed gaming schedule at all. I'm just gonna put the command chat and let everyone look at it.
Oh, that's the best way to do it. I think that's everything on our end. On behalf of Mikan, this is Frico, and have a good night.
Good night, everyone.